It was on a Monday, and I had gone to the temple to offer praises and to worship God. I was definitely dressed to impress, wearing my best bib and tucker. Well, you do, don't you, when you go to the temple? Sure, you do too. I wanted people to know that I took this God stuff seriously. And of course, I wanted to be seen looking at my very best. I walked in through the large oak doors, past a group of women and some lepers, who, as you know, were not fit to enter. I didn't even acknowledge them, and even a tip of my hat or half a smile. I took my seat, 3 rows from the front, with a good view of the proceedings, but not too close, just in case I was asked to make a commitment to something or other. Well, you don't want to do that, would you? All was still and quiet. But then something changed. Something new had begun, and I was desperate to be part of it. Maybe not at first, but as time went on, and as order turned to chaos, I did not want to be sitting 3 rows back anymore. I wanted to be at the front. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back a bit. As I've said, there I was, minding my own business, when all of a sudden there was a commotion at the door. I strained my neck to see what was going on, and then I saw him, a man, youngish, plain looking really, nothing to write home about, really, just ordinary and normal, like you and me, but not as well dressed, of course. But he was surrounded by people. Everyone wanted a piece of him. What was he saying that was so important? Who was he anyway? Eventually, people settled down, and the young man stood up. He took the scroll, read from it, and handed it to the attendant, and then sat down. There was a hush of great expectation. No one hardly dared breathe, and then he spoke. It was like nothing I'd ever heard before. His voice was soothing, interesting, meaningful, and he talked about God in a new and thoughtful way, in a way that somehow made God accessible to all of us, made him more real, and made him very interesting. Everyone was hanging on his every word, including me. What was it about him? What power did he have? What authority? What hope? What future? But then the spell was broken. There was another noise from the door, but this time it was not a welcome one. There was a man, scruffy and unkempt, loud and unruly, dirty even, who staggered into the middle of the temple. He pointed accusingly at the young man and moved towards him threateningly. Officials from all sides stood and moved quickly towards them, ready to intervene. But wait! A silence, a calm hand in the air, like a slow motion picture. A smile, a few words, and then complete stillness. I watched the scruffy man, the one who had not been wanted, the one who didn't fit in, the one who stood out, and I waited. He rolled on the floor as if in great pain. He made quite a scene. He behaved in an inappropriate way, and yet Jesus walked over, bent down, and helped him up to his feet. The man was no longer shouting or wagging an accusing finger. He was calm, like he was somehow a new person. Suddenly, he was clean and whole. What had happened that day? How did this young travelling preacher change a man? A man in need, and a man who was in a very bad place, and a man who came into the temple searching for peace and inner tranquility. But he was only met with disdain and harsh looks by all of us in the temple watching him. He was a man unclean, and yet Jesus met him and cared for him. He healed him, changed him, loved him. And if I am to be completely honest, I was a changed man too. I wanted too to be changed, desperately, wanted to be new, wanted to start again, to be reborn, to live again. And Jesus, well, he made all this totally possible. There goes Timothy, the voice of reason, the voice of a man that was totally flabbergasted as he watched what happened in the temple that day. Now here's a pause for thought for all of you. How would you react if someone who you considered an outcast, a tramp even, comes into your place of worship? What would you say? What would you do? Would you treat him kindly as another human being, or would you shun him? This is what being a Christian really means. To be charitable, to be kind, and to love all those who are maybe unlovable according to the standards of society. I leave that thought with you for this wonderful Lent period. God bless you all.